In the heart of the sun-baked African savannah, where the golden grass sways like an endless sea, a colossal Nile crocodile launches a deadly ambush on a lone pregnant lioness. The attack is explosive, a surge of armored scales and razor teeth erupting from the murky waterhole. Her paws slip on the slick mud as the croc's jaws clamp down on her hind leg, dragging her toward the depths with bone-crushing force. She roars in agony, a thunderous cry that echoes across the plain, but it's muffled by the splash and struggle. Her claws, sharp as daggers, rake futilely against the reptile's impenetrable hide. With every desperate twist, the croc rolls, tightening its death grip, pulling her deeper into the water. This isn't just a fight for survival. Her swollen belly carries the unborn cubs, the fragile promise of her pride's legacy. The crocodile, a cold-blooded relic from prehistoric times, feels no mercy. It only senses the thrash of weakening prey. Mere yards away, the ground trembles with the arrival of her guardians, 4 majestic male lions, a rare brotherhood bonded by blood and dominance. They charge in, manes flaring like crowns of fire. But then, they freeze. Pacing at the water's edge, their growls mix with uncertain huffs. Why the hesitation? In this pulse-pounding standoff, a young ranger named Mia Reyes bursts from the cover of a thorny bush willow tree. Spotting the horror in an instant, the thrashing lioness, the monstrous croc, and the paralyzed kings, she grabs a fallen branch and charges in, defying every instinct of self-preservation. You won't believe how the male lions react until you witness it unfold. To grasp the male lion's shocking paralysis, you need to know this wasn't your typical pride. In the vast, acacia-dotted wilderness of the Serengeti, where life hangs on the edge of drought and plenty, this group was an enigma that had captivated wildlife experts for years. The core was unconventional, a tight-knit coalition of 4 brothers, ruling with iron unity, but centered around just one lioness, their sole queen, and the key to their dynasty. Prides usually thrive on sisterhoods of females, but here, she stood alone. A resilient force, who'd endured seasons of barren hunts and failed conceptions. The males had shielded her like a treasure, fending off rivals with savage roars and coordinated charges. Then, a miracle shifted everything. Her once sleek form rounded with life. She was pregnant, a beacon of hope after endless waiting. Ranger Mia Reyes, a dedicated biologist from South Africa, assigned to track endangered prides, had watched this transformation up close. She'd noted how the males evolved into ultimate sentinels, flanking her during migrations, sharing kills to nourish her, even grooming her with gentle licks under the stars. They were an unbreakable shield against hyenas, elephants, or intruding nomads. So why, in her hour of greatest need, did they stand idle? The day had dawned serene. The lioness, heavy with cubs and craving relief from the heat, ventured to the waterhole alone, while the males dozed in the shade. She dipped her head to drink, unaware of the ancient predator lurking beneath the surface. The Nile crocodile, over 15 feet of pure ambush power, struck like lightning, its jaws snapping shut on her leg in a death roll designed to drown and dismember. Her piercing scream summoned the males in a blur of speed, but at the water's edge they halted, circling restlessly, tails lashing, their eyes darted between the churning water and their mate. Was it fear of the deep, an innate wariness of this aquatic assassin, unlike the land-based threats they knew, or some primal code whispering that charging in could doom her faster in the croc's watery domain? Mia's pulse raced like a stampede. Every fiber of her training, from university lectures to field manuals, demanded neutrality. Observe, don't intervene. Nature's balance was sacred. Meddling could disrupt ecosystems, or invite deadly backlash from these 400-pound beasts. She was an outsider, armed only with knowledge and a radio, not a hero. But as the lioness's roars weakened to gurgles, her golden eyes pleading through the spray, Mia saw the cub's future fading. The pride's odd miracle, years in the making, was slipping away. Protocols be damned. This was a call to humanity. Gripping a sturdy branch she'd used for trail clearing, she sprinted forward, not straight at the melee, but in a calculated flank. She had to shatter the impasse, ignite the lion's instincts, without becoming the target. As Mia closed in, the male's heads whipped toward her, lips curling in warning snarls. Ignoring the terror clawing at her gut, she shouted, a primal yell cutting through the chaos, and swung the branch high, making herself loom larger. Then, in a bold strike, she jabbed not at the croc's head, too risky, but at its thrashing tail, exposed on the bank. The impact was like hitting stone, but it worked. The croc twisted in irritation, loosening its roll just enough to shift the dynamic. That single spark of defiance snapped the spell. The lead male, a scarred veteran with a mane like midnight, bellowed a roar that shook the earth. Not confusion, but raw vengeance. He plunged into the shallows, claws slashing at the croc's underbelly, drawing first blood. The floodgates burst. His brothers followed, a symphony of fury. One latched onto the croc's flank with vice-like jaws, shaking violently. Another raked claws along its armored back, seeking weak spots. The waterhole erupted into a vortex of foam, fangs, and fury. Golden predators versus scaly titan. The croc, evolution's tank, fought back with snaps and rolls, its tail whipping like a battering ram. But the lion's teamwork was relentless, coordinated from years of hunts. Yet the lioness remained pinned, her leg mangled, strength ebbing, as water filled her lungs. Time was the enemy. Mia knew she couldn't stop now. Fumbling for her utility belt, she grabbed her emergency flare gun, a tool for signaling, not combat. It was a gamble. A misfire could blind the lions or enrage them against her. Waiting for the croc's head to surface in a lunge, she fired a burst skyward. The crack and bright flash startled the beast mid-roll. Disoriented, it released its jaw hold with a guttural hiss, retreating into the depths to nurse its wounds. The nightmare vanished beneath the ripples. Silence crashed down, broken only by heavy pants and dripping water. The lioness slumped on the muddy bank, motionless, her belly still, but for faint rises. Victory felt hollow. Mia feared the delay had cost everything. Then, magic bloomed in the aftermath. The males, fury ebbing, softened into tenders. The leader nuzzled her neck with soft grunts, licking wounds clean. Another pressed against her side, sharing warmth. The others formed a protective ring, vigilant yet gentle. Mia realized their hesitation wasn't weakness, it was caution, born of the unknown. The croc's watery ambush was an alien peril. Blind charges might have drowned her, or the cubs. Her bold move hadn't stolen their role. It had clarified the threat, unleashing their power. Backing away respectfully, Mia radioed for help. "Base, this is Reyes, pregnant lioness post-croc attack. Critical, but breathing. Need vet evac now." As Chopper's whirred in the distance, she administered a light tranquilizer dart from afar, ensuring safe transport under the male's watchful eyes. In that scarred waterhole, boundaries dissolved, man and beast united in fragile alliance for life's sake. This tale proves courage bridges worlds, defying the wild's harsh rules. What part of this epic rescue gripped you most? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if stories like this inspire you, hit subscribe for more heart-racing adventures from the wild.